and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the pod, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Come to the Kings, that's my favorite show.
I think we all could use the All-Star break from Kings players, coaches, and fans. We need it. It hurts. It hurts so bad.
I'm hurt.
Yeah.
What up, Deuce?
Hey, what's up, dude? I'm just hurt tonight.
Hey, Morgan.
Hi.
Makes me feel better.
I'm rooting for
Okay,
y'all.
well, thank you, but what about the team? Huh? What do you think about them?
Let's go, Kings.
Kings.
This is a game, and you saw Sabonis' reaction when he walked off the floor. The guy was a beast. Just an absolute amazing performance from Domantas Sabonis. Fox had some big-time moments, and you fall short in a game that you felt like was right there. A couple of calls go your way, maybe some better decisions with the rotations, fewer defensive breakdowns. You escape.
I don't feel like this often. Like there's times where I'm like, disappointed.
Yeah.
Sad. I feel like some weird anger inside of my body.
I think this is one of those games that, I think from a player perspective, you saw on the play. I think it hurt.
What's happening inside my body?
No, it's just and this is what's so painful about a game like tonight.
Pain.
There was so much good. There was so much good. But the
good.
end result's a loss. And you go, God, if this was different, if an and one is called here, or
this
hey,
turnover wasn't here, and
if you handled the small ball better in the end of the first half, and if you handle it better in the third, and then don't go small later on your own.
And this is one of those games too. If you were winning the other games against the shittier teams, there'd be a game like this where we'd be like, what an effort. Oh my, it still stings, all the things, but there's something that there's just something different. You would feel understanding that you are going up against Katie and Devin Booker. And I'm not acting like they're the end all be all, but you also know just how dominant they are. And you hear even Candace Parker after the game talking about, it's like, yeah, the Kings, they don't have a Katie or Devin Booker, but it's like at the same time, can you try and form a really good basketball team with even better depth and pieces around Domas and Fox? And I absolutely think you can, but it's times like these where you just go like, it's not there yet. It's not there yet.
Well, before we start, do us a huge favor. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We got to get the thumbs up. All that does is allow more people to see what we're doing after games and the content we put out. That would be huge.
You know how you say it doesn't make you feel better? Right now, it would actually make me feel better.
It would.
Yeah.
It would. I'm feeling it right now, man. And I think what you just said is dead right. We can save some of this for the podcast. But chat, I appreciate you guys being here. Shout out to Joseph. We got Shad Sack up.
Someone said Mo is having puberty flashbacks because I was saying I'm feeling all these different emotions inside my body.
Mark at Sack. What's up, Ryan? What's up, White Owl Blunt? PK. PK's here, huh?
PK?
Real Housewives reference. Good job, Deuce.
All right.
Hey, Zeus is in the building. Hey, what's up, Manny? Oos. Thanks so much for everyone hanging out with us tonight. I also figure out where you want to go to start because I'm not sure. There's so many layers to this game. I mean, that's where we start. Let's have some fun. This is...
It's still basketball we're talking about.
Yeah, it is. Final 2 games for the All-Star break. Second night of back-to-back tomorrow. Kings play in Denver tomorrow.
But a shorthanded Denver team.
A Denver team that just got their asses kicked by the Bucks.
Shit. So you
Jamal
know what that
Murray
means.
and KCP unlikely to play.
Yeah, but you know what that means. It doesn't matter.
Man, what is up? E-Biz is here. What's up, Michelle?
Hi, everyone.
Adrian LaFleur. All right. Let's do it. Deuce and Mo. We're coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Tuesday night. The Kings in the Valley of the Sun taking on the Suns, and what a battle it was. Yeah. But down the stretch, the Suns made some plays, maybe got some calls that went their way, but ultimately they hit some big-time shots. Kings made some defensive mistakes, and the Kings fall short despite a monster triple-double from Domantas Sabonis, who had 35 points, 18 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 blocks, numbers we have not seen since Larry Bird did it. De'Aaron Fox bounced back, 40 points for him, along with 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Malik Monk had 22. Sacramento Morgan had 72 points in the paint. They had 26 fast break points, 18 second chance points, but it wasn't enough. The Suns beat the Kings 130-125, and with the loss, the Kings fall to the 8th spot in the NBA's Western Conference, sitting at 30-23. Each and every one of our podcasts presented by our friends over at Northwest Exteriors. Check out trustnorthwest.com. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. Mo, I know how you're doing. It's not good.
I mean, my text to you, you can't read them because there were some very bad words I was saying and what I was calling the officials.
My final 3 that I didn't even realize I got from you.
Oh, really?
I hate this year. I hate it all. I feel it, and I'm just pissed. Oh, this must have been after you thought Sabonis got fouled at 24.7 seconds to go. It's 124-123. Sabonis scores. Booker all over him. No call. Wow.
Don't read the bad stuff.
Bullshit.
Okay, that was
absolutely garbage, officials.
Don't read the bad words.
What does that say?
I think there's a C word in there. Continue.
And hate my life. Wow. Morgan was on one. This game had all the feels because there was so much good in this game. There was so much. I just rattled off all those stats and you go, that's a Kings win, right? But man, this one hurts because you had Fox, Sabonis, and Monk play pretty well tonight. Fox and Monk had 11 turnovers combined. That wasn't good.
Sure.
But overall, the Kings were battling. And they got down 10. It's 108-98. And your guy, Morgan's text me like, this game's over. I remember that text too.
Oh, yeah.
And the Kings didn't go away. They end up taking the lead. They go on a 10-0 run. They get back in it. And you're like, okay, maybe they're going to go ahead and steal this one in Phoenix. But down the stretch, it fell apart. And there were so many things that transpired tonight to go over. Where should we start with this one, Morgan?
Well, you're asking me, but I feel like you should just go wherever
I'm
it takes
asking you.
Oh, come on, really? Then I don't know. Go.
Okay, fine. This is where I'm going to go. I thought tonight we're going to hit on the law of the positives tonight, okay? But
yes,
one thing that the Suns did this last time against Sacramento, okay? The Phoenix Suns went small again.
Oh.
The last time the Kings were in Phoenix, they're up 22 with 8 minutes to go. Oh, I got to get a win. And Vogel decides he's going to muck it up and go small with KD at the 5, whole bunch of length out there so they could switch everything defensively, kind of take the Kings out of rhythm. And then on the other end, you're forcing Sabonis maybe in some, tough positions where Sabonis has to come out and defend KD. Then all of a sudden, he's going to need help. The Kings defense is in scramble mode. The ball's moving around. Threes are banged left and right. Well, in the second quarter, the Suns closed on a 12-4 push and cut the lead to 67-64 because they went small, and it worked. The reason they went small, though, we should acknowledge, too, before we go there, is Sabonis was destroying Nurkic. Oh, my God. I mean, Sabonis came out like a man on a mission tonight, playing physical. You throw Sabonis, you throw Nurkic at him, he laughed. You throw Drew Eubanks on him, he laughed. So Vogel's like, I don't know what else we're supposed to do at this point. They're in a rhythm offensively. Mm-hmm. We have to try to get them out of it. They went small, and it impacted the game.
And it impacted the game the last time these two played. And that is something that you talked about in that last loss against the Phoenix Suns, and how the Kings started to try to play the Suns game instead of continuing their game and what was working. And I understand adjustments, but I feel like sometimes this adjustment specifically, especially without Trey Lyles playing tonight, this adjustment is made out of fear. And it's just not, it just wasn't the right call, and it's not the right call going forward.
You're talking about the Kings when they eventually went small.
That's what I'm saying.
You're jumping ahead a bit, and that's fine.
Sorry.
It's crazy to see everything Vogel put out there, because I felt like when you got Nurkic kind of in some foul trouble and Sabonis abusing him, they had no answer, right? They're trying everything. At one point, they had Eubanks out there. Mm-hmm. They threw Bull out there and KD. So they're like, let's just go big. And, of course, the fans in Phoenix lose their mind. Bull's coming in. Oh, the unicorn. Shaq says he's just like Victor Wembanyama. And then you know what happens? Malik Monk just absolutely destroys him multiple times. And Vogel goes, okay, that was a good 2 minutes and 17 seconds. We're not doing that again. So they pull Bull from the game, and then they go small. It was effective for them. Coming out in the third quarter, you think maybe the Suns could change the starting lineup? They go with the same starting lineup, except the main difference was Bradley Beal left this game in the first quarter with a hamstring thing. So the one change was Eric Gordon started the second half, who killed the Kings in the first half with 20 points in that first half. Anyway, the Kings started really well in the third quarter, I thought. The Suns had cut it to 2, and the Kings responded in a big way. The Kings end up going on a 9-0 run. You had Harrison Barnes 3. Fox had a strong take where he was fouled, hit 2 of 2. Keegan had a nice bucket moving without the ball. And then Sabonis scored. You're like, wow, what a response. The Kings build that lead to 11 after Fox hits a second chance 3. He misses the first one, gets his own rebound, hits the 3. So what are the Suns going to do? Well, at the 5:02 mark, it's 85-79. The Suns go small with KD at the 5, and they got back in the game.
Yeah, smart move by them. I mean, it worked. It
absolutely worked, and I'm looking at all the lineups to see when this happened. So a lot of the time the Kings went small tonight. Some of the lineups we saw a lot of 3-guard lineups tonight. I mean, we saw Monk, Mitchell, and Herter through stretches. We saw Fox, Monk, Mitchell at stretches. This is with Harrison or Keegan at the 4 spot, and then Sabonis at the 5. I felt like the one thing I did not like tonight is even in those lineups, I wanted to see some more length out there. Like, to me, this was a Kessler Edwards night. This was a Kessler Edwards, like, hey, we need some length. They're going small, but their small lineup has like 6'7" guy.
Sure.
You got a 6'8" guy. You got Durant, who's like 7 foot. It puts you in some really tough positions where you seem so undersized.
Yeah, I mean, especially, we've talked about this even with Davion Mitchell, and we give him his love every single game when he steps up, deserves it, doing it on both ends, great. Or even some games when he becomes that X factor even on the defensive end. I felt like in some of those lineups you mentioned with the 3 guards, when it was Mitchell, Monk, Fox, it felt like Mitchell had the ball in his hands on the offensive end, and I'm like, well, okay, is he initiating the offense? No, it felt like they wanted him to have the ball in his hands instead of putting the ball in the hands of Malik Monk, who was on fire, or De'Aaron Fox, who could get to the rim at will, like doesn't even matter.
At a point in the game, by the way, where you're struggling to score a little bit and the team's making a run, I agree with you. Mitchell has the ball, and you have Sabonis out there. I'm like,
yes.
Hell, in the first half, Sabonis is bringing up the ball a lot in the first half. Well, why even go away with that? Are they going to pressure him in the backcourt? Is that what's going to happen? Well, let Fox, and I don't mind Mitchell doing it every once in a while, but it seemed like several possessions where I'm like, why is he orchestrating the offense? You're not getting into it quick enough. I felt like they were really indecisive at the early stages against a smaller lineup. And I felt like it was a little frustrating because, to me, you got to be prepared for it this time around. Mm-hmm. They got you last time with that lineup. But this time, it shouldn't mess with you. Like, okay, yeah, hey, the small lineup's here. This is what we need to do to execute. And it felt like they couldn't. They had some turnovers. They were missing shots. And then at the end of the third quarter, the Suns have the lead. It's 95-92. That was a killer to me. They ended... I'm looking at some of the numbers I had with these lineups. My God. 85-78 at the 5:16 mark. Sacramento's up. And then by the end of the quarter, it's 94-92. And Booker is all of a sudden getting hot. And, that was on my notes, too. Put the ball in Fox or Monk's hands.
Okay.
Brutal. Then we need to go to the fourth quarter.
Do it.
So he obviously didn't like the end of the fourth quarter lineup, who had Fox, Monk, Mitchell, Keegan, and Len out there.
End of the third quarter?
Excuse me, the end of the third quarter. Okay. Thank you. So he decides, you know what? I'm going to go smaller. He goes Fox, Monk, Herter, Keegan, and Harrison Barnes out there against the Suns' small lineup. Again, this was an extreme. That lineup has been out there together how many times this year?
Well, that's one thing.
So now you're in a situation where, okay, I'm matching up with them, which I never love that. When you go and try to match up with what they're doing, it's like, no, make them adjust to you.
That's it.
You've got them on a Sabonis, and Sabonis comes out the 2:43 mark. He had the long TV timeout, the breaks longer, and the quarter break. He's got the rest. I want him in the game sooner. So instead, you wait till the 10:13 mark to put him in. It's 94-92 when the quarter starts. By the time Sabonis comes back in the game, less than 2 minutes later, it's 103-94 Phoenix. Jeez. Here's my other thing.
What?
If you're going small defensively, why are you throwing doubles at guys? Because then you're going in scramble mode.
That's it. All the things.
Morgan, if you're going to throw doubles, you might as well have Sabonis in the game, because that's part of the reason you're going small. It's like, hey, we want to have a little more versatility out there. We could switch easily. And they didn't do that. They were leaving shooters open.
Adjusting with that type of lineup means that you adjust your game plan of what those players need to be executing out there. Because you're exactly right. Just it being in scramble mode, that whole team isn't on a string on the defensive end anymore, because a lot of these guys are just being put. They're professional basketball players. They can play these positions, but to execute these roles with that lineup, it's going to be a little bit different. It just is. It's a little tougher, and you're exactly right. I did not like those things. No.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And you're going, well, Deuce, it's only a minute and 47 seconds. Yeah, but look at the difference in the score. It goes from 94-92 to 103-94. And now you're digging yourself out of a hole in the fourth quarter. You're helping off shooters you shouldn't help off of.
Yeah.
And hey, you got to scramble to get back. I feel like every time the Kings go into a scramble mode, more times than not, it ends up in a good shot for the other team. Mm-hmm. They could be playing great defense for 97% of the shot clock, but it ends up being like some back-breaking, buzzer-beating three.
Grayson Allen's three at the top.
Three. They play great defense, and then he gets a long three.
He's on my list.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about him too. So like those lineup things, I know we're spending a lot of time on lineups, but those going small when you don't usually go small like that, I thought changed the game. That we're just talking about defensively, then offensively, it just wasn't clicking at all.
Yeah.
Completely different flow. So at the 10:13 mark, he put Sabonis back in when it's 103-94. Also, we should know when he called the timeout, he absolutely laid into Kevin Herter. Mm-hmm. Herter kind of walked away from him too.
Yeah.
So there was definitely a heated moment between those two during the game. Herter does not end up coming back in the game and playing. But so they end up going down the stretch of this game with Fox, Monk, Keegan, Barnes, and Sabonis. And to the Kings' credit, it's 5:25 to go. They get down 10, right? Multiple times. It was 108-98 at one point. But at the 5:25 mark, Sabonis ties after a putback. Kings go from down 10 to a tie game with 5:25 to go. And I think what changed was they put Sabonis back in, and then they played well against the small lineup. They're like, you know what? Let's settle it down. Because
that's their game plan. Sabonis, how many times have we talked about what Sabonis does for this team as an offensive hub, as someone that closes out a defensive possession? And it's like when you throw him off the floor and just try to put a player in there, that especially a player in there that doesn't often play that role ever, because you're trying to match up against what the opponent is trying to do, it will screw with you. And it showed how, like, us going over this right now, I feel like it shows truly what it did having him out in that time and going with that smaller rotation.
And
lineup.
Trey Lyles did not play tonight. We haven't said his name. He missed the game due to an illness, so that hurt the Kings bench too. And maybe they play him in that situation. But when they went with that small group to start the fourth, to me, I was sitting there going, "Why are the Kings going so small?" Because we're talking about guys who aren't used to doing it out there. But also, you don't have anybody to rebound.
Like you even say like Trey Lyles, like, maybe he's the guy that would be playing in that situation. He's played in that situation. He's been in that role.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? He's executed in that role. So like it would have been a different conversation right now.
So that lineup I thought killed it. And just going too small when that Suns team's got a ton of, like, when they go small, when I say they go small, it's because KD's at the 5. KD's still a tall, long guy.
Yeah.
Royce O'Neal is a big dude.
He's big.
Okogie was out there for stretches. He's got some length. I mean, Devin Booker's not small by any means. Grayson Allen's got some good size, but you're smaller. So the Kings' inability to guard at times hurt too. The scramble modes, helping off shooters, throwing double teams, and then scrambling. It was just a mess. Now, to the Kings' credit, Sabonis gets back in the game, and I love how they adjusted. What did you like about what Sabonis did late overall in the game? But the Kings got back in the game, ended up taking the lead once Sabonis comes back in.
I mean, he just remained aggressive. And I think when there's a difference of just being aggressive and chaos being involved, and then being aggressive and being just one of the smartest players out there. I think it's so under controlled, and it doesn't matter if it's a 10-point game, a tied game, a 3-point game, whatever it is. It's the same demeanor. It's not playing with fear. It's not playing like, okay, let's slow things down or let's speed things up because we're behind or we're up. It's playing your game. And I think he brings that type of energy out there with his play. And so just seeing him, just again, having him out there on the floor, especially late, you notice the difference.
Well, the Suns had to eventually abandon the small lineup because, what do you know? The Kings started to destroy it. They started to figure out Sabonis was getting his, right? They end up putting Nurkic back in when the Suns had a 1-point lead, 112-111. I guess let's go toward the end of the game, too, because I feel like these were just moments you just go, oh. There's so much that happened. We just spent so much time talking about dealing with the small lineup that's given the Kings issues, but they figured out. I think if that's one big takeaway from tonight, it feels like, okay, now they know Sabonis needs to be out there and what they need to do against it when they go small.
And if it's not Sabonis, then make sure that you have your healthy backups. When I say backups, I'm not talking about Alex Len, JaVale McGee. I'm talking about Trey Lyles, who truly has been in that position, in that role, and has been able to execute.
And one more thing I want to add to the whole small lineup thing. If you're going to do that small thing, put Kessler Edwards out there. Kessler Edwards has good size. He has good defensive instincts. I know he's not perfect. He doesn't have the shooting, but I'd rather have a guy who's got some length, who can contest a shot against some of these longer Suns players who are out there.
Yeah.
End of this game, Morgan. I mean, it went back and forth. I love the Kings fight, man. When they went down 10, I know you were texting me like, oh, they're going to fold now. It's over. And they didn't.
I did text that.
They end up taking a lead 110, 108 after a Sabonis dunk. This was a crucial situation. It's 117, 116. Suns are up. Fox gets picked. His shoe comes off.
Oh, my God. That was
like the odds. Like his shoe comes off.
All the things.
And then Booker scores in transition, makes it 119, 116.
Mm-hmm.
One key play, though. This was great. Fox pokes it away from KD. He was trailing, comes from behind Kevin Durant, knocks it away. Keegan gets the ball, outlets it to Fox to make it 119, 118. Oh. Now this play, and I'm so curious to get your perspective on this. Devin Booker's at the top of the key, looking like he's in 2-point range with Malik Monk defending. Okay, Fox is positioned on Royce O'Neal.
Yeah. Position. He's coming over and help.
He decides late to come over and help to force the ball out of Booker's hands.
Yeah.
Booker knows this is coming, and that's my other issue with how the Kings are doing this. He fires a pass to Royce O'Neal. Sabonis, maybe he's a hair late on the contest. He came out pretty hard, but O'Neal set. He's in a spot. He caught, shot it, bang, 3-ball to make it 122 to 118, I believe, after that 3. Yeah, 122 to 118 after that play. Here's my question for you. Why help off Royce O'Neal? Like, why... I know Malik Monk's not the best defender. Okay, he'll battle us out, but he's not on Kevin Durant. I was worried when they were hunting Monk a lot when Durant had the ball. But in that situation, I'd rather Booker try to go to work and launch some mid-range shot that he loves instead of him knowing that the second guy is going to come over and help and then fire a pass to Royce O'Neal.
You know, I think I would, because I remember this play, I would have to see exactly this play again just to see like where De'Aaron was, like geometry of the floor, like coming up to help on Devin Booker, to blitz Devin Booker, double, whatever. Because you're in the heat of the moment. It's Devin effing Booker. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, once I go back and actually see this play and I go, oh my God, why did he come over so hard? Oh my God, this or that. You know, you have a smart player in Devin Booker who's going to make a quick decision, all those things. Totally understand that. But at the same time, it's hard for me to really just shit on this one possession for him.
But I'm not even saying that was Fox's fault. Like it might have honestly just been like, hey, if we're in that situation, this is what we're doing. And that was my problem with it. You know, it's like, well, why? You know, like, why is that the call in that situation?
But
you don't trust Monk?
I don't even know if it's necessarily the call. It's not even trusting Monk. It's trying to take away the vision of Devin Booker or disrupt his game. And
if you're Kevin Durant, okay, or Devin Booker, the Kings are doing this a lot to you.
Sure.
They're doing this a lot to you. At some point, it becomes a little predictable and you know it's happening. I'm trying to bring up the play on the computer so Morgan can see it. Late in the game, but God, it hurt so bad. Okay, I got it right.
Oh, hell, good job.
I know. Okay, so watch this.
Okay.
So Fox is playing off O'Neal, who's in the corner. He's playing to be in help position. And I'm thinking maybe it's because Booker's going to drive.
Mm-hmm. That's totally fine.
So shot clock's winding down. Okay, shot clock's winding down. Fox comes over to help.
Yeah, 4, 3, 2.
O'Neal gets it. Shot clock expires. So it's like, again, under a minute to play, it's a 1-point game. Monk's in good defensive position right here.
Well, not only
he's going to try to make a move.
Not only is he in good defensive position, look where he's going. Look where he's angling him.
Yeah.
If anything, he's angling him toward Keegan. Now finish up the play because I want to see because Keegan obviously has to pay attention to Grayson Allen. Obviously, right? Like, and I'm not saying like Royce O'Neal can't hit that. Obviously, hit it, but yeah, I mean Grayson Allen would have had to hit a deep ball, which he had in this game.
Or try to force Booker to hit a tough shot.
It just doesn't. I get what you're saying. That specific play, I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah.
But I also think sometimes instincts of a player, they just, that was him believing that end of a shot clock, I can make something happen here. I can take this away. And even if Devin Booker has to get a pass to Royce O'Neal, it's going to be like a lob pass. So then my help will be able to go out and contest, which it wasn't. It was actually a really nice pass by Devin Booker.
So you're saying it's just, hey, made a hell of a play. The right move is try to get the ball out of Booker's hands late in shot clock and force him into a tough pass. Oh, Sabonis got there, maybe, and I'm not even hating on Sabonis' contest.
Yeah.
I was just curious why they did in that situation.
And Coach Brown tomorrow could look at that exact possession and say exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that three made it 122 to 118. To Fox's credit, he comes down, bang, hits a three, 122, 121 with 41 seconds left. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I have this right. My notes, I notice about my notes late in games, they become really, really bad. So 122, 121. Then Booker hits a jumper to put him up 2 with 33.5 to go. Mm-hmm. This is the play that really bugged Morgan. Okay.
Oh,
124, 123. Fox got the ball on the perimeter. They bring a double. Sabonis is wide open, butt naked, like, give me the ball.
Butt naked.
They get him the ball. Booker has to try to stop him. Was Booker trying to get a piggyback ride or not?
Let's say what it was.
Sabonis should have had an and one.
Absolutely.
Okay. There is no doubt in my mind it should have been count the bucket. It's 124, 123 with Sabonis at the line to shoot a free throw with a chance to tie the game at 124.
Yes.
Well, how does that call not get made?
And you guys, I mean, like that on any star player, that's the other thing that just grinds my freaking gears. Any star player gets touched like that, they're going to the line. It's an and one. Even if we're like soft play, it's deemed a foul in the rules in this league. That's deemed a foul. Yes, the contact is made and everything. Soft play, Devin Booker was just trying to make a play on it, had to slow his body down. Well, he slowed his body down into Sabonis's body. It's an and one. Wasn't mad at the moment, or wasn't too mad at the moment until this next bullshit came up.
Whoa. This really bugged you. You're talking about it's 124, 123. And they fouled Grayson Allen, right? They had a foul to give, and they used it with 18.1. So then the Suns have a chance to inbound. Keegan Murray fouls before the inbound.
Also deemed a foul in the NBA. But you're going to call that bullshit when it's on Devin Booker, but you're not going to call the other when it's on Sabonis. Give me a break. Give me a break. And those are the things where I go, especially late in games, where it's just why it's so frustrating, because it was like, are your biases coming in? Like, and I'm not here to just shit on officiating. That's not the reason why the Kings lost the game. But these big calls, like all of those things, you feel it when you're playing against star players. And it's like, wait.
And that was a huge call because the Suns get a free throw and the ball. So Booker, of course, goes to the line, makes a free throw to make it 125, 123. And the Kings have to foul again. So Booker goes to the line to shoot 2 free throws. He makes the first. Misses the second, and somehow the Kings don't get the rebound.
Weird bounce.
Grayson Allen gets the rebound. Then Booker fouled, 128, 127. Fox makes a layup. Anyway, leads us to the final score of 130 to 125. So I know we just went over a lot of craziness at the end of the game and some of the lineups things, but I feel like that's kind of what it boiled down to tonight. The Kings weren't perfect. Their bench didn't give them a ton besides Malik Monk, especially without Trey Lyles. Sasha's going to be out at least 4 to 6 weeks. We'll talk about that in a bit. But on a night where Fox gives you 40, Sabonis gives you 35, 18, and 12, Monk gives you 22, 6, and 4, you have the points in the paint advantage by plus 30, 72 to 42. Second chance points, 18-8 in favor of the Kings. Fast break points, 26 to 4, and you lost. It just kills you. It absolutely kills you.
I mean, when you look at the shooting in this game for both teams, I mean, the efficiency, especially for the Suns from beyond the arc, shooting 41, almost 42%.
Kings were struck 9 of 31. That was the one area where Monk, he was good tonight. 0 for 5 from 3 for him.
Yeah. And so I guess the overall shooting, but I was thinking more of just like everything else that they were creating on the offensive end when it wasn't a 3-point shot. It was fun. It was a really, really fun game for both teams, but for the Sacramento Kings, I loved a lot of the things that they were doing. Sure, we can get annoyed and break down some of the turnovers between Fox and Monk that just really sucked. And then, like you said,
they had some bad ones tonight.
Some of the attempts from 3. But for the most part, like, I was having so much fun watching this game. And I think a lot of NBA fans watching this on TNT tonight were probably feeling a lot of the same thing. It's just crushing when you just mentioned all those numbers and it still couldn't translate into a win, especially in a Western Conference where this has them now dropped to the 8th spot.
And they had a chance to win the season series over the Suns.
Yep.
And you think about this as like they do the right things this year. They should have won last time against Phoenix. This time around, I'm not going to say they should have won, but if you execute a little better, you feel good about your chances, especially with some of the numbers we read off. And now you've lost 2 in a row to Phoenix. They're ahead of you in this. They gain a game in the standings. You fall to 8th. The West is crowded, and you play the Denver Nuggets tomorrow night on the second night of a back-to-back. It's rough. It's absolutely rough for the Sacramento Kings. They out-rebounded them 50-39. We mentioned they had 13 turnovers as a team. Not a bad number.
No.
But it's just tough when, you wait, even if they don't score, it's a wasted possession. Like, you don't get a chance to score, right? So, Fox had 6 turnovers tonight. Monk had 5. And then you go to free throws. Look, I'm not saying that's why they lost the game tonight. They shot 75%. They got off to a really nice start at the free throw line. They finished 18 of 24. The ones that felt like it kind of shifted things is when Fox had that aggressive take. Grayson Allen hits Fox in the head. They go review it, call it a flagrant foul. He goes to the free throw line for 2 shots, and the Kings have the ball. Fox misses both of those free throws.
Yeah. Doesn't he make the he goes back to the line right after makes the next 2. Like, redeemed himself a little bit there. But yes, no, you're exactly right. Like, all of those moments, they're going to happen in a game. It just felt like it was happening too much in a game where you are playing such good basketball everywhere else. So, the things that it feels like you can't control at times weren't being controlled, whether it was taking care of the basketball and or making a free throw. But, I mean, you mentioned the rebounds alone and how the Kings out-rebounded the Suns. It's what a fun, and if I may lean into this now.
Go ahead. I could probably always steer it back to something I'm mad about, too.
Okay.
But go ahead with something positive. I support you.
Can we talk about Domas Sabonis?
One of my favorite things about tonight, and that's why it's so irritating that they lost, Sabonis showed out on national TV.
Yeah,
in a close game, in a great game. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're one of those, like, Sabonis haters, if you watch tonight, you'd be like, wait, how am I hating on this guy?
Yes.
Also, credit where credit's due. I thought Ian Eagle and Reggie Miller put the Kings over so much tonight.
I thought they did a pretty good job.
Like, Reggie's like, how is this guy not an all-star? Ian Eagle is getting into the calls. I thought they did fantastic. But going back to your point about Sabonis, I'm not surprised anymore. But what I do love tonight is he went, I'm going to go at these guys. One of my favorite stats from Sabonis tonight, he took 22 shots tonight.
Yes.
He got to the free throw line 8 times. He was 7 of 8 at the free throw line. I know he's going to get his teammates involved, but like some of these numbers now, 35, 18 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 blocks, his 18th triple-double of the season, and his 3rd straight triple-double. And it's unfortunately in a Kings loss, but I mean, it's crazy. It was his 50th triple-double of his career. He's now the 11th player in NBA history with 50 triple doubles.
It's insane. And it's like these triple doubles aren't on a bad team. Sure, right now, if you were to look at the Western Conference standings, you'd be like, well, they're 8th in the West. Well, 1, this Western Conference is stacked as shit. And 2, it's not like they're playing awful basketball. I mean, do they still have a better record right now than last year?
I think it's about the same.
Okay, so now
at the moment,
there we go. We're getting to about the same. But truly, you're looking at what this guy is doing every single night, and every single night he's making his teammates better with these numbers. That's what I think makes me so excited when I see a lot of this. This isn't just a big guy that's dominant out there, so of course he should just be getting every rebound. No, he fights for them. He finds a way. He box people's. I mean, he does all the fundamentals on a box out, all those things to make sure that he is contributing to this team.
Some really nice defensive moments in this game too. StatMuse had this: first in double doubles, first in triple doubles, first in rebounds plus assists for Sabonis this year in the NBA. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and then they posted this. We should also know, 35, 18, 12, one turnover.
Yeah.
One turnover, 3 blocks. The first player to reach those numbers in over 40 years.
Dude.
Like let that set in. And it's not just about number, especially in today's league where the offensive numbers are so inflated. I'm just talking about how he can have his imprint on all aspects of the game. He's tough. He plays hard all the time. He's bringing the ball up. He's banging down low. He's fighting for rebounds. He's getting hit in the face multiple times, and he still gets rebounds. He's still setting up his teams in dribble handoff situations, getting guys amazing shots, screen assists. He does everything out there, and the numbers are backing it up too. This guy has been unbelievable, hasn't missed a game this year, and it doesn't look like his tank is empty. It looks like he's in prime condition. It looks like he's ready to go, and just imagine how it'll look once he gets a week off.
He makes me want to stop eating carbs. Like, that is what his play does for me.
And further proof.
What?
NBA coaches.
Yeah.
You didn't vote him as an all-star. It's still embarrassing. It's
Honestly,
been a couple weeks, and I'm not even saying this like the disrespect as a Kings fan. No, it's like, are you paying attention? Like, watch this guy play basketball
or game plan for him. And I mean, look at this. Did Frank Vogel vote for him? Because look how much shit you had to throw out there just to try and slow him down.
Some of these stats tonight, something hasn't been done in 40 years. 40 years. So insane.
Cool. Good for him. It was, dominant performance on national television. Even the storyline that we hate so much, and I heard Ian and Reggie talk about it for a second, and he was just like,
I hate this storyline.
And I hate it. And Ian's just like, I just hate how everyone always feels like someone has to win a trade. Like, who's the winner in this and blah, blah. And he's like, can we just put it? Ian goes, can we just put this now to rest? Like, can't we just say literally both these teams are so much better with the players that they received within this trade? And when you start to hear it, the reason why I bring it up, because it is so important for national people to talk about that after the narrative was such bullshit for so long. And people were just want to crap all over the Kings. So it is nice that, like you said, the love that was given to this game, to the Kings, to the Suns, Kevin Durant giving love to the Kings after the game in his post-game interview with Allie LaForce. It was great.
What did KD say?
I think he just said something about like this team being really difficult to stop, something about their offense. And so it was really nice for us to get this win. Like, battle it out, get the win or whatever.
I honestly, watching tonight, and I know I'm jumping far ahead.
That's okay.
But I'm going, God, in a playoff series, I think the Kings can match up with this team a little bit. And I know, like, especially after tonight, you're like, what are you saying, Deuce? I just think Nurkic, Eubanks, their centers can't handle Sabonis. And look, the Kings can't handle Kevin Durant. I mean, that's the other reason I kept bringing up Kessler Edwards tonight, because I'm like, look, I'm not acting like the guy's a KD stopper, but I need someone with some sort of length to contest him. This guy he makes everything. He gets to his spots.
Are you talking about KD?
Yes.
Oh, KD
28 points, 11 rebounds for him.
Just appreciate what your experience with experiencing with Katie, but not against the Kings. But truly, just what he's still doing in the NBA and how he elevates over people. I mean, we always get so excited about these unique body sizes with Wemby and Chet and all these newcomers. But Kevin Durant, he is that unique body size, and he is doing it in the mid range at such a high level.
Man.
And that is one of my favorite things, because it's like, yep, that part of anyone's game is still so dominant. And you're seeing Devin Booker do it. You're seeing Kevin Durant do it. I mean, hell, you saw Malik Monk do it a few times tonight. And it's just, I love the mid-range, and I especially love when guys make it look fun.
One thing I'm curious about, how the Kings defended him at times tonight. Especially, there was definitely a stretch in this game where they were trying to get Monk matched up onto KD. Well, for obvious reasons, right?
Size.
Monk's 6'4", like, why do the Kings give up switches so easily in those mismatches? It's almost like the team's like, hey, we're gonna force you to switch off now, and the Kings go, oh, okay, yeah, I have to, and it's like, why do you have to switch that?
Fight through.
Yeah, I'm not giving them that. Yeah.
And especially if it's not even that good of a screen. Especially, like, that's what you're kind of saying, right? When it's just like one of those, like, barely set the screens.
Yes.
And they just switch instead of like an actual powerful wall that comes over.
It's not like, oh man, they laid the player out. Monk had to switch on him. And it's like, no, they just a little get in the way.
Yeah.
And then switch it. I'm like, don't switch it. Fight through it.
Look, you're going to listen to whatever your coach's game plan is. But at the same time, I'm so with you. If sometimes those game plans can be adjusted in game, would be fantastic.
Someone in the chat was saying, be careful what you wish for. Remember, Beal did not play at all. Yeah. Beal ends up leaving this game. He played 4.5 minutes. That was another subplot of this game. Here's my thing with Beal. And look, I know Suns fans are still excited about the prospect of Bradley Beal. I can't count on him. Can't do it. Sorry.
And you're not talking shit when you say that.
I want Bradley Beal to be out there. He's been banged up. He's been banged out the last few years. And it's tough to count on that. Now, I do like the moves that they made at the trade deadline. I think adding Royce O'Neal, significant. I mean, Royce O'Neal had some moments in this game tonight where he knocked down some threes. I think he had like 4 steals. I'm going to double check that. Played 29 minutes, 9 points, 4 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. That's why I brought him up as someone for the Kings, because I'm like, he's a guy that you feel like can have an impact on the game, even if it's not playing major minutes. I'm not acting like he's like, oh my God, the biggest difference maker in history. But like, he can help teams. He knows his role.
Tweaking their depth. That's what the Suns really need to see, especially when they had a healthy Bradley Beal for a hot minute too. It's like that's what you were trying to do is add around these guys. But look, I mean, you're in good hands with Devin frickin' Booker and Kevin Durant.
And I thought the Kings did
I agree.
Good as possible sometimes on Booker. He hasn't crushed Sacramento this year. He had 20 of his 25 points in the second half. He did finish 7 of 17. He had 9 assists, 3 turnovers. He was 0 of 2 from beyond the arc.
There's just times where, I mean, you're seeing a contested shot. You're seeing a hand in their face, in his face specifically.
He's a killer, dude.
It's not even like a Kevin Durant jump shot where he can elevate over you and has that size advantage. But in some ways too, his athleticism and quickness of just being able to put the ball on the floor and his gather, release, all of the things together, and how a defender in this league has to like think twice about coming up. Do I need to stay down? Is he going to blow by? What do I need to do? Booker, especially that baseline jumper, I mean, it's gorgeous. Muscle memory. It's like he could probably do it with his eyes closed. Yeah.
I mean, and I think Grayson Allen's just been such a big pickup for them. I mean,
such a dick.
19 points, 7 of 10 shooting, 2 of 5. I'll tell you this, though.
What?
He's one of those guys that if he was on the Kings.
Oh, yeah. I would love him.
Love that guy. He plays hard.
That wasn't
He attacks. And that's the other thing. The Kings, like, the inability just to guard the ball sometimes. I mean, Grayson Allen just blowing by Herter. I'm just like, and then your defense is in scramble mode. You're helping. Then the 3-point shooter's there. The paint touches. It's just
what's frustrating about it, Deuce, is that Herter is capable of locking it. Even if his defense as an individual defender is not the best in this league, we have seen it, possessions of it, where it's like he is engaged, locking someone. When I say locking someone down, he's keeping them away from the basket. Okay. Like that is the job. Moving laterally, hands are up, all those things. Great. You're doing your job. He is capable of doing his job on every possession, especially when it's against someone like Grayson Allen. And when I say that, I'm not acting like Grayson Allen can't blow by guys or anything, but I truly believe that Kevin Huerter is capable of that because we have seen that. And that's what makes it frustrating because you see people like Domas Sabonis doesn't give up. It doesn't give up even when he has to run from the block all the way out to a corner and try and contest a shot. There's like zero let up with him. And I just Kevin Huerter needs to find that and lock in and realize like, I've got to look within, find it every single possession because I am capable of being even just a solid defender out here.
Huerter ends up playing 23 minutes tonight, just 10 points for him. 4 of 6 shooting though, but yeah, some definite issues. I mean, the Kings just as a team had issues defensively. It just, some of it I think was lineup based. We hit on a lot of it already. De'Aaron Fox tonight, Morgan, 40 points, 14 of 31 shooting. That's a lot of shots. 5 of 12 from 3. He was 7 of 10 at the free throw line. He had 9 rebounds, including 4 offensive rebounds, 3 steals, 6 assists, 6 turnovers in this game. On the positive side, it was good to see him get some buckets.
Hell yeah.
And he got a couple of catch and shoot threes early. I was like, oh, that's good. Oh, got a corner 3 from Fox. You know, okay, this was good. And then he started attacking a little bit.
Yep.
Got a good flow, got the mid-range game going a little bit. Overall, what jumped out to you about De'Aaron Fox's night? And then I have another question after that.
I think it was the attack in the basket. And it's so fun. Again, when he's doing this on a national platform like TNT and showing teams like that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he gets into the paint, when he goes downhill, when he puts the ball on the floor.
He missed some good looks in the paint tonight,
and
though.
he did.
He was 9 of 16 in the paint, 18 of his points in the paint.
We saw that tonight too, but even him being able to attack like that made him that threat on other possessions where the Suns really had to worry, like, is he going to come into the paint, jack up a shot, get something up? Like, you'd rather have him get a spray 3 at that point, whatever else it was going to be. But I felt like because he was being aggressive, he became even more of that threat tonight with the Sacramento Kings. So his aggressive nature on the floor tonight really just stood out to me. And his turnovers, didn't like 4 of them come in like the third quarter or something? It was something like that where it was just, it was bad. When it rained, it poured with those turnovers. And it's just tough to see because sometimes those little dips, it's not even getting yourself in a hole. It's just those little dips. This team needs their leaders to be more focused than anyone else. And I just felt like it was just tough.
Actually, 3 of the turnovers actually happened in the second quarter is what you're thinking about. That's, I think, when the Suns made their run at the end of that quarter, too, when the Kings got a little bit sloppy.
And that's it.
De'Aaron in the second half had 1 turnover.
Sweet. So it was the second quarter. It was one of the quarters where there was just far too many.
2 turnovers for Fox.
Oh, my God. And look, I know we can also play it this way, too, and you're going to be like, and some people might be like, well, I mean, doesn't he have the ball in his hand so much? Like, it's going to happen. Absolutely. But I think when you look
Sabonis has the ball in his hands a lot. Had 1 turnover.
But if you look
double team like crazy.
But if you look at the other game, the other night with Domas, it was like 6 turnovers or something. For
sure.
So it's like those nights, those things are going to happen, but then it's not every turnover is created equally. And so when you look at how those turnovers were made, and especially those 3 in that second quarter, when the Kings were taking that dip and the Suns started capitalizing on the deflation of just feeling some of those turnovers, the sloppy play, all those things, that's where I go, okay, where can you reel it back in those moments so then we're just not looking back at some of those turnovers and being like, God, that was just sloppy. Like, it wasn't the Suns. That was just sloppy.
Yeah, it also felt like in the fourth at times, you know, and I know De'Aaron, he had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah.
5 of 11 shooting, though. I do at times, and I know, hey, Mr. Clutch, fourth quarter takeover. I think there are too many times that late in games, close games, that the ball sticks a little bit. And I just still want the Kings to run their stuff. I know it's a little more challenging to run your stuff sometimes. keep running your stuff.
They
Get
looked
some
tired.
Good looks.
I think both teams looked really exhausted by the end of this game, which I thought was interesting. But I would say getting your looks in how I see that when it comes to De'Aaron Fox, getting the ball out of the hoop, go, boom, boom, out of bounds, baseline to baseline, go. Just push the ball. Create something out of pushing the ball, even if it's not necessarily him shooting the ball in the paint. Try and just get everyone on their heels, especially on a team that already looked like they were tired too.
These are the games you go, God, man, if you just had some more defensive players. This is why, you hear, hey, the Kings have interest in OG back in the day or Pascal or this. It's like, yeah, because they need another guy who can defend, another guy that in these moments can switch out, and it's not a big deal. I just think the Kings they put themselves in such compromised positions with this roster because of how it's been put together, where in that lineup where they went small. Okay, they're scramble mode. They don't have a lot of great defenders. But when Sabonis is out there, people get upset. It's like, why is Sabonis coming out and helping? It's like he needs help, or he has to help in this situation because this guy is getting blown by it. But then it pulls him away from the basket, and the Kings don't have a ton of size there, and it hurts their rebounding. And it's just their defense hurts them in a lot of ways, And I think this one encouraging sign, it seems like their offense has played better recently. It's still not to where it needs to be, but
their defense even had moments tonight. And I don't mean to give it love for having moments.
It's lineups, so tonight was lineups.
It truly was, because there were so many times it was really all connected on a string. It was all moving together. The rotations were there. And they were able to do their stuff on the other end of the floor. And it's like you're trying to slow down KD and Booker, and they slowed down Booker at least in the beginning of that game. But yeah, it's just coming down the stretch, trying to learn how to win games the right way. Is a lot of it is going to come down to how you play defense.
Morgan, I need a favor from you.
What favor?
I need you to give love to all the fans who are here watching us live. These people,
you guys are just too much.
These people have been hurting.
I know.
It's this.
I know.
Last week plus of being a Kings fan, this season's been a little rocky for some.
You're
not
amazing.
As smooth and crazy.
I know.
And they're still here hanging with us. How about the hardcore people who are with us like a half hour before the Super Bowl on Sunday after the Kings lost to the OKC's Thunder? Anyway, just a huge thank you. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We'll get to some of your comments and questions too. I wanted to make sure if there's anything we missed that you guys want to hit on or want us to hit on, let us know in the chat.
Also, really, I know we're in Northern California, and I know a lot of people are also Niners fans and probably are feeling that little Super Bowl hangover too. So, so appreciate you also taking the time to try and feel a little better, even though the Kings couldn't give you a win tonight to maybe move you in the right direction as a sports fan.
Okay, we did briefly talk about Fox, and of course I go to turnovers and like, hey, I wish that 40 points. I think it was encouraging to see Fox's last, I don't know, since January has been weird, right? Some of the numbers. You saw Kevin O'Connor put out some numbers looking at his first 26 games and then the last 20 going into tonight, and you're like, man, this is crazy. Like the dip in production, and his numbers have gone down every single month this year. I think in the month of February coming into tonight, he's averaging like 21 a game. And I'm not as concerned about the number of points scored. I'm about efficiency. So if De'Aaron's not scoring 30 every night, fine. If he's scoring 25 and he's still making an impact, getting to the line,
making the team better,
I don't care.
Yes.
That's fine. But tonight, 40 points for him. It was good to see him start knocking down shots. I don't know what the hell has been going on with him since January. He does at times. He's like grabbing the shoulder. You're like, is his ankle okay? I am convinced he's banged up, but then he has a night like this, and you're like, oh, why is it working for you so much tonight? I don't know, but he had some good moments in this one.
I mean, think about it. Even if, I don't know, if you have like a little injury, you're still going to have some better days at the gym or whatever than others. Like there's just going to be days that something might hurt. And again, this is just us speculating. Everyone's banged up at this time of the year.
Sure,
right?
But you could see it with him.
And well, not only can you see it with him, a lot of his game relies on his body. And I say that because you could look at other players and it's like their smarts, their vision, they don't even need to be in the best shape. They're capable. And I kind of have like Luka in my mind. Like he's able to go at his speed because of his size, and he can see the floor and make these cross court passes because of his size once again. But someone like De'Aaron, a lot of his game relies on his speed. And with that, when you are a little bit banged up, it's going to affect you one way or another, whether it has to do with anything within your legs or just like you were even saying, the way that you go to the basket and create space for yourself with your shoulders.
Yeah, and I think this All-Star break is going to be huge for him. My one nitpick on how the Kings have done things with him is like, if he is not feeling 100%, I wish there were times in the schedule where they just give him a game. Like, give him a game, get an extra day off. Because I need this guy right for a push in April and then playing playoff games late April and hopefully into May. And so I just, seeing him fight through some of this stuff at times, I'm like, there's no point. Give him a day off.
Sometimes it's just a day off, depending on what the banged up injury or health might be, isn't going to do shit. You know what I mean? So it's like if anything is going to take you out of your flow of things, or your body is going to not be able to produce how you want it to because it didn't stay warm enough, or whatever it is. I'm not in sports medicine. I'm just saying from what I remember as even just an athlete in college of like what my body would go through.
It's okay. Don't get choked up thinking about your old days as a player.
I'm so old.
In the chat, Edward says, I thought the refs kept the Suns in the game, especially Keegan got many awful calls. Yeah, Keegan was in some foul trouble, and I thought there were some ticky-tack ones on him, too. And here's my challenge to Keegan. I feel like I'm challenging a lot of the guys tonight.
Yeah,
and this is
listening.
It's all out of love.
Okay.
Keegan.
What?
I don't need you to turn into prime Rasheed Wallace or DeMarcus Cousins complaining to the officials. I need you to go at the officials.
He got mad. Wait, did everyone see this moment when he
made a face, or did he say something?
He made a face.
I don't need the face.
The ball.
No, I need him to say something. Go up to the official.
Hey, baby steps. Baby steps.
I know, Morgan.
The face is huge.
I need him to go up and talk to an official.
That's next year.
No, it's not. That's it. No. Go talk to the official. Pull him aside and say, what am I doing here? You got to politic. You know how this works, Morgan. You got to be like,
okay,
hey, he's doing this every time down. You got to watch that.
Okay.
I'm doing this. You got to watch this.
I'm the official. You're Keegan Murray. So, foul on 13 Kings.
Hey,
Oh, excuse me?
That's fucking bullshit.
Oh. Tee him up.
No,
too
but
far.
My whole point is it's not about like getting mad. It's just like, you got to express. There's too much of like acceptance from him on that, and I love it. It's like, all right, I love the next play mentality. You could respect that because a lot of guys get sucked into complaining too much, and it's an issue. But there are some plays tonight with Keegan where I'm like, it's not a foul. Like, let these guys play.
This is how you do. This is how you approach. I'm Keegan. You're the ref. Do you call the foul?
Yeah, call the foul.
Do your whistle.
I don't whistle. I don't know how to whistle.
I just went, so just do it.
Tweet! Tweet!
Okay. Well, ref, I'm not even going to complain to you right now. Okay. Excuse me. Why is that a foul?
What are you talking about?
You blew the whistle. Why was that a foul?
It was a foul.
I know. Explain to me what I could have
I don't know what the play we're talking about.
What could I have done better?
Don't foul. Defend without fouling.
Jesus, you are the worst ref ever.
Okay, this game of improv doesn't make sense because there's no...
I thought you were just going to pick one of the Keegan plays.
I'd have to look up specifically
I was thinking of the one where he blocked, and I thought it was a block, and there wasn't much contact. I'd be like, I didn't touch him.
It's just like... I'm not joking about it. Like, literally, like, you have to defend yourself out there. Like, you can't accept that.
He'll get there.
Also, some people were wondering about this. I was curious to get your perspective. When Grayson Allen fouled Fox, did you feel like it was dirty, or did you feel like it was just like in my opinion, I did not think it was dirty. I thought it was a hard play and he made contact with his head on accident.
It's hard because of his reputation, right? And you know that there's players out there that know exactly what they're doing. I think he was going for a hard foul. A little bit out of frustration because like he swiped at something before and then swiped at his head and it was like
it brings me to this.
Oh.
Would you have liked to see a Kings player kind of get in the face of Grayson Allen a little bit?
Well,
just to get a little juice in the game?
No, because I thought about it at first because then when I saw the replay too and I saw how Grayson Allen was like trying to help him as soon as midair trying to help him. This is me sticking up for someone that I don't even like. Grayson Allen, and he tried to help him midair and then was just trying to help him out. And he was probably saying, dude, my bad.
Okay.
You know, like literally, like, let's not start
if Grayson
shit.
Allen walked away and did not do that, you'd feel differently, I guess. But
I would jump his ass.
My whole point, though, is in those moments, I don't think, and again, we're talking about Deuce is over here trying to coach, like, Keegan to complain to official or another player to get into it a little bit. I might just go up to Grayson and be like, you better watch your shit.
And that's fine. And I think sometimes right now you're not looking for answers, but in a loss, because we wouldn't even be talking even about that situation. I feel like in a Kings win because you're not worried about that, but you're kind of looking for like, hey, was there that extra oomph for something that they need, a complaint, a fight with a player or, you know, the opponent, whatever. What was it that they needed? They just needed to control what they could control. Punch a ref in the face.
Chris Biederman from the B was covering this game tonight. He tweeted that Kings coach Mike Brown just spent much of his post-game press conference laminating against the officiating, particularly the foul discrepancy, 27-16, a null call on Sabonis' layup late, and Keegan's foul before the inbounds.
Bring the laptop back out, Mike Brown. What are we doing? You got to show us. Give us the proof.
Yeah.
Screenshots.
I could screenshot some lineups tonight, though. That's the thing, you know. It's like I hear you. I understand the frustration with that, but yeah. God, where did I want to go? There's something else I wanted to bring up about this game. Oh, Keegan finished with 6 points, 0 of 2 from 3, 3 of 9 overall. He is struggling to knock down the three. Honestly, just not at the same rate this season as he did last year. And I'm going to save some of this stuff for tomorrow because we're on the second night of a back-to-back, and tomorrow night can be a let loose. Let's take a deep dive into numbers at the All-Star break and where things stand. So let's more stick with this game. Who is your rock and soul player of the game? Who's got the strap, the rock and soul strap tonight?
The rock and soul strap goes to Domas Sabonis, 100 billion%.
All right, that's who you say it should go to. Who do you think I chose as a rock?
Domas Sabonis.
You sure?
I'm positive.
How are you positive? Do you see it?
No, I just know. I mean, that you're stupid if you didn't do it.
Domas Sabonis. 35, 18, 12, 3 blocks, 14 of 22 shooting. His 18th triple-double of the season. Our rock and soul player of the game.
Go check out Rock and Soul Diner. Actually, you can even go tomorrow. You can go watch any Kings game there because during Kings games, you get 25% off appetizers, 25% off drinks. So make sure you go. It's only 6 blocks away from the arena, and it's delicious as hell, and they serve breakfast all day.
Appreciate their support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. We're also presented tonight by our friends over at Northwest Exteriors. You need new windows. Where should you go?
You should go to Northwest Exteriors.
Good job.
Thank you.
They are the experts when it comes to windows and siding. They're based in Sacramento. Go check out their showroom in Rancho Cordova. See all the windows. You can try them out for yourself. Windows have been a game changer. We got new windows in this studio, and yes, it's made a world of difference. Yes, not only from a temperature perspective. There are times we did streams in the summertime. It's like 110 outside. It may be 107 in here, and that's with the AC on. And what a change it has been since you got new windows. It keeps the temperature controlled. You feel nicer in there. You feel a little more secure. The soundproofing, it all helps.
Just go get a free quote.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. You got to call them, get a free quote, and be like, do I need new windows? Is that why my house isn't perfect? It probably is. And if you get a quote, you can see if it financially works out for you.
Yeah, check out their website, trustnorthwest.com, because simply the best. Trust Northwest.
trust Northwest. So,
Okay.
No, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You're great. You're so good.
All right. Here's a question for the chat. And this is, I think, is going to be a tough one tonight.
Uh-oh.
We got this moment, Jar. What's our Sharif Jewelers moment of the game?
As some collect, let me just really quick, went into Sharif Jewelers today. You and I know rocked a whole bunch of jewelry and watches the other day. Went into Sharif Jewelers with my mom today. She bought herself a Valentine's Day present and a present for herself for finishing a book. And I'm just so proud of her. But the coolest thing, though, is that everything she wanted was there. She was like, I really want this paperclip necklace that I've seen some celebrities wear. They have it. They have it all. Like, ask and you shall receive. So also Valentine's Day, what is that tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Holy crap. So it's tomorrow. So make sure if you also don't have a gift for anyone, it's the perfect gift. Go to Sharif Jewelers. They have so many different locations. They're the best people in the world.
So can we get to our Sharif Jewelers moment of the game?
Did anyone?
Do you have one?
Someone called it the piggyback ride game.
Okay.
Devin Booker jumping on Sabonis's back.
Boost was mentioning the Malik Monk dunk, and it was beautiful. Was Bull trying to go out there and check? He went and tried to gamble with Monk, and then Monk went in there with a double pump jam. That was nasty.
Love it. Love it. Okay. I like the Colin Keegan. Get out of town. Sabonis triple-double. Like, how many times are we going to write that down? I just think it's fair to put down. Bull coming into the game is the moment of the game for Luke. Oh, my God. Let's see. Bull.
What about for you?
Roasted.
Are there any ones that stand out for you, though?
I think no. I think for me it was like the Domas's game. Like the Malik Monk dunk, yes. Like I can go with that. Exciting. He's screaming. Great little moment. But truly, what a fun game. You could put Domas on TNT. Like on national television after okay, cool. After being an all-star snub, the amount of arguments that I've had with people when I go to the NBC studios that are based in San Francisco and everyone's a freaking Warriors homer. And it's like, I'm trying to tell them after the all-star snubs about Domas. And they're like, well, De'Aaron's more of an all-star than Domas. And I'm like, I'm fine with you guys saying anyone from the Kings is an all-star, but like you are not watching Domas Sabonis' game. You are only watching him when he's taking on your team and he struggled in the postseason against you through, at the free throw line or in the mid-range or whatever. So yeah, it's just fun to see on national television because if you're flipping on this game, you're going, oh shit, this guy is playing like an all-star.
Yeah, it's a shame he's not going to be there.
I know.
Just a bummer.
Get some rest.
Where's I going to go? Man, I forgot.
Get that twice tonight.
I know.
Hey, lock in, kid. Lock in.
Do not get me started on you right now. Oh. Do not get me started on you right now.
Wait, get started. Do it.
No.
Oh.
Coming up, by the way, the Kings play the Denver Nuggets tomorrow night. The Nuggets could be shorthanded. Jamal Murray and KCP are doubtful. They are coming off a loss to the Milwaukee Bucks where they got hammered the other day, but they wrap up the All-Star break against Sacramento Kings. God, what was I going to say? I thought that point might lead me to what I wanted to talk about. Oh, back to Sabonis. I got there. Sabonis after the game looked like just like so frustrated. Like we had that. I wonder how that impacts him a little bit tonight. I feel like they need the All-Star break, maybe as a team, get away, kind of reset and stuff. But, these moments hurt, and I hope they can all stay together because there's some stuff that happened in this game. You had the Herter-Mike Brown exchange. Do you think that was a big deal?
No. Not even
so
for
Mike Brown's talking to him. It's getting pretty animated.
Yeah.
And Herter walked away.
Mm-hmm.
Mike didn't look happy when he walked away.
No, but it's like, I recall arguments with coaches throughout my years, and sometimes they're just all up in their feelings and they're just an asshole. And sometimes like the player is also kind of an asshole, and it's just like, let's not get heated right now. Let's just not do this. And now you mentioned it though. He didn't come back into the game. Like I mean, sometimes that happens. I'm not taking that too seriously at all.
And Sabonis being frustrated, of course he's gonna be frustrated after a game like that. Like I mean, I don't blame him. It was I felt it right after the game. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like when you're in it, when you're playing that well, when the team is playing like that, and you're like, you feel like you should win.
Yeah.
And you didn't. So now it's like, hey, you got one more left before the break.
One more.
Lock in. And I know your mind can go elsewhere. This happens in the NBA because after tomorrow night, they have a team plane. They don't all get on the team plane and fly back to Sacramento. What usually happens is they've got plans. One guy's flying to Cabo. A lot of time that team plane is like empty on the way back.
Wow.
Just like people start going on their vacations.
Sure.
They get away. They just go from there. But lock in. This Denver team just lost to you. They could be shorthanded without Jamal Murray and KCP. Porter is going to play, though, right? We know how challenging he can be. Go get it. You get your vacation in after. Don't take your vacation the second quarter. You just compete your ass off tonight. You're pissed off because of how it went down in Phoenix. Go respond against the Denver Nuggets.
Deuce needs you to respond. So can you please respond? But I'm with you. I think especially after a defeat, like you got a job to do. You got a job to do. Finish out strong. It's not easy for anyone. Like I mean, especially not easy for these guys who are out there physically doing a lot of work. But like people around the NBA all talk about this, like with broadcasting and just within organizations and everything. The All-Star break is such a needed reset because it's just go, 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 go. I think even sometimes fans need like a quick second and like, can we breathe? There's a game every other night.
I said this to Morgan earlier. I think we're at the point of the season. I think Kings fans do need a little bit of a pause. And I think some have. Like you had the Pistons loss followed by a trade deadline where nothing really happened. Then you beat the Nuggets. Okay. You lose to OKC and then you lose tonight. But I think some fans, there were so many emotions over the last week.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the dog days of the season now. I'm of the opinion it's not just the players. You're right. I think the fans need to take like, all right, I can use this time.
Everyone.
All right, let's get ready for the final 28 games of the season. By the way, the Kings play 17 of their final 28 games after the break.
Love it.
At home.
Yep. Yeah. But I guess that's why even for us tomorrow, like let's all make sure that we, no matter what happens tomorrow, let's finish off strong too. Like
yes. We're going to have fun tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's going to be a fun pod.
I need it.
Win or lose, we'll go over everything. Daniel says, what are you guys doing for the All-Star break?
Nothing.
Get a break? Yeah, I think.
Curling up in a ball.
You know, I'm going to do my best to not do anything. And I struggle with that sometimes because I'm always thinking about the podcast and content and things to do. And, can I tweak this? Can I do that? I think I'm going to lock in and not do anything, which is hard.
There's so many errands I need to run, like in just little things like call the dentist and make an appointment. All those little things I'm going to get done. And then I'm going to curl on the ball every day by 2 p.m. That's
a win.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Something we didn't talk about real fast.
Yes.
Some tough news with Sasha Vezenkov. We talked about his injury the other day. It was revealed today by the team that he has a grade 3 ankle sprain.
Yeah, same ankle.
4 to 6 weeks, he'll be reevaluated. So we're talking about worst case scenario. He's being reevaluated like the last week and a half of the NBA season.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, but I mean, it is what it is for him this year. And if I'm just happy that he's been able to get some NBA minutes to recognize and realize like what maybe he really wants to focus on and get better at when he's healthy.
Really starting to find his way too.
Yeah.
And it's just a bummer. Like the Kings missed him tonight. They missed Trey Lyles tonight too.
The rotations are just, it's difficult when someone goes down because they do play, when they do play like a complete team, things are great. Just things are great. I think the energy is great. The morale is great, but the basketball, the style is so great on the floor. And yeah, there's been a lot of that kind of health bullshit going on with the depth. It feels like this year on and off. So it happens. That's life. How do you figure out and get past it?
Well, we'll be back live tomorrow night, a little late night chat. Morgan is going to be hosting pre and post game on NBC Sports California with Mike Bibby? Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray?
I know.
Man, I'm jealous. So Chelsea Gray is going to be on Kings pre and post game for Kings Nuggets. And then Morgan's going to drive back from San Francisco, get back in the studio, and we'll probably be live, I'm guessing, let's see, 6 o'clock tip, 8:15 game ends. We're looking at like a 10:45-ish probably start time for night chat, but it may be a longer one too because it could be our final one for like a week plus.
A week. Let's be real.
All right.
Knowing us.
So we'll have some fun. Let us know in the comments below. Drop comments after this pod. If you're on YouTube, let us know how you felt about the Kings' loss tonight against Phoenix, how you're feeling headed into the break. We love you guys so much, but we gots to go.
You're all badass for being here. Oh, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow. See ya!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.